In your assignments section of the California Career Zone, you're going to find a building your resume builder, which is really redundant. I should fix that. But what you're going to do, let me do a little preview of this one, is this is going to go through and just explain briefly what a resume is. And this is like a short little 2-minute video that you'll watch about what to include on your resume. I'm going to go ahead and click begin. And then probably the most question that I get when we do resumes for high school students is understandably most of you have not really had much job experience. So fleshing out a resume that's primarily used to get an interview that's showcasing the work that you've done is oftentimes hard when you haven't had a job. So what you're going to do is watch this video and she'll talk you through about what information to put on the resume and then what to really emphasize since you may not have a lot of job experience. And what I'm looking for on the journal part here is just to tell me what stuff you found most useful and why. So I'm just going to, actually, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to skip to the next one. After you do that, it'll kick you over to this resume builder. Now, let me show you some of the things in the resume builder. What you're going to do is you're going to click on resume builder and you'll click this button that says create new resume. And you're going to go through and you're going to name what you want to call this resume. I just typed in first resume. And then you're going to go through a series of answering questions. Now, I've already gone through and I've answered the questions myself for this. So you're going to go through and you're going to say, what is your objective? It's like, what kind of job is it that you're looking for? Now, this one is probably the hardest because normally you customize your objective for each job that you're applying for. So this is the area where it would change. And usually it's a statement to the employer about what kind of job you're looking for. So it's like to obtain an entry-level position. This part, you might put what kind of career you're interested in, but write a sentence about what your goal is. Then, under employment, if you've had a job, you can look at your personal profile if you've already filled this information out, and you'll go through and you'll add in information about that job. Now, when you go through and do this, there are required sections, so it won't let you continue on unless you've filled stuff in. For the description, you're normally listing things that you've done at that job. And usually you use action verbs, meaning past tense, provided, customer service, maintained, whoops, I'm gonna kick that on to a different line, maintained cleanliness of facilities. Basically means I've swept the floor, and so on. And then you'll hit create employment. Then that's if you've had a job. If you haven't, you're just going to skip over that section. Then under education, it's going to ask you, do you have education or not? And you'll put in school information. Now on this one, concentration is usually for colleges, like what your major would be. You could just put general education, or if you've got an area where you've taken several classes, you may put something in that's specific. For the degree description, you can just do high school, and discrete degree description, you can just put general ed or high school diploma. And then the description, this is where you can list out some of your specialized classes that you've taken, like your vocational classes or classes that were not just the required classes. Military history, you'll say no. If you've received any awards, now don't go back all the way to middle school. What I would do is focus primarily on high school and above, any kind of awards both in school and outside of school. If you've earned any certifications, for a lot of people, especially at the high school level, you may not have done that. And then skills. This is where you're going to list out all of the skills that you have that you think would be valuable. These could be personal qualities, which are soft skills. Like maybe you're a good communicator. You're easy to get along with. You enjoy working with other people. Maybe it's more your time management is really good. You're punctual, meaning you're on time. Maybe you're really good at problem solving. Or they could be hard skills. I know how to use Photoshop, Illustrator. I know how to use a camera. I'm familiar with operation of a video camera. So those are the types of skills that you would list. At this point, there's no real right or wrong. I just want you to get content onto your resume. And then once you have that done, it's going to take you to, let me see if I can skip over these. It's going to let you view the resume, and it should have actual listings of things here. This is the part you're going to want to do that will help you for when we transfer this into InDesign, Illustrator, or Google Docs. Print the PDF. When you print this PDF, it's going to actually download it. I would save that resume somewhere where you're going to be able to access it, because we're going to use that as your rough draft, and I'm going to have you actually show me some stuff in a screencast later on this week. So that is what you're going to be doing with the first resume. And then when you get back to, let me go back to the lesson. The very last step after you're done building the resume is you're going to go through and write a short reflection on this. This is the first time that I'm utilizing the new Resume Builder app. So I want to get your feedback, because I think it's important to know which parts were working, which parts were confusing, and which parts were really like brand new. We're like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. So I'm very interested in getting your feedback. And those are the three pieces you're doing. So you're watching 2 videos, filling out the resume, and then writing a reflection on that. And that is what you're going to work on for the Resume Builder.